This is Lisa from Crimson Greenway, and I just got finished recording a wool stitch along. How would you call that? A wool stitch with me. Maybe that's a better term. And before you record something, you probably should speak with the other people working with you on these projects, because in my recording, I created a hashtag for our project that is hashtag Book of Days. And after I finished recording, I spoke with Kathy from Shakerwood Primitives, and she had a much better idea, because we don't want this to get mixed up with the Needlework Press Book of Days. We're going to switch that hashtag to hashtag Maggie Book of Days. That way it distinguishes from the Needlework Press Book of Days. So please excuse me when I say that in the recording. In addition, I would like to point out she had another awesome idea, and that would be that any who are going to participate, we certainly welcome you. Maggie Bonanomi did comment on her post that she actually has more copies of Book of Days, so that can be obtained through her at the Purple Turnip. And she is on Instagram, so feel free to contact her. So we're hoping others may join us in this lovely project. And in addition to that, we're going to try our best to post on Mondays, and we're going to be calling it Maggie Mondays. And Kathy at Shakerwood said she could go the rest of her life stitching Maggie Bonanomi every Monday, and I'm right along with her on that. So, so please enjoy my Stitch With Me wool project that I will attach to this quick video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, one more thing. Please note that my camera cut off at the end, so please excuse that. Have a great day. Everybody, this is Lisa, Crimson Greenway. Today is November 17th. It's about 7:45 in the evening, and I'm working on a woolly project. And I thought to myself, hey, why not share with all my viewers? I am working on a project from a Maggie Bonanomi book called Book of Days. And this project is to actually construct a book. As you can see, it says create your own primitive book full of days. She has written to celebrate and remember life's special occasions and to record the year. And I was invited to do this book along with my friend Kathy from Shakerwood Primitives, and also Michelle from Under the Woolen Willow. So we're all giving it a try. I have started on my project, and before I proceed, I would like to say I'd like to invite anybody who has the Book of Days by Maggie to go ahead and join us. I'd like to create a hashtag for Instagram so we can follow each other along, and to keep it simple, let's just say hashtag Book of Days, and we can follow each other's progress. With Maggie's patterns, as with any of her projects, she does encourage everybody to make things their own. Even within the book, she did say, make this your own. You don't have to do everything exactly the way she does. You don't have to use the exact same colors. Of course, she's more of a kind of a primitive look, a darker look, and I did go with the darker wool colors. However, I did change, I'll show you that I changed my initials to a different color than what she had, but certainly this book could be made in very bright wool colors, very springy or summery look. But again, feel free to make it your own, and that's definitely what Maggie encourages. So, so please, if anybody out there has this pattern, please join us. I figured this was a good time of year due to the fact that we're already mid-November, and of course January 1st is just around the corner, so I would like to use this book for 2022. I don't know for sure, but my thought is to use this to record my upcoming creative projects. In the past, I've used my little fabric books for my cross-stitching projects, but possibly I'll have a separate one for cross-stitch and another for wool/paper crafting. We'll see. I haven't exactly decided, but I have started creating the book. The first step, of course, is to choose your wools. Oh, I should show you here, kind of in the corner. This is kind of the front of Maggie's book, and you can see she used kind of an army green here, a little bit of a plaid. Her cover is kind of a grayish brownish, and so my cover is kind of a blackish. I did find a little bit of a plaid for my heart, but for my letters, I kind of used kind of a primer, kind of purpley or plum look. I don't know if it's showing up. It's not quite as bright as it's looking in the camera. I think it's basically because of the ring light kind of brightens it up a little bit. So it is a little darker than that. Maybe if I don't know, if I brought it lower, you can kind of see that it's not quite that bright. But here it is. So the first thing, of course, is to cut your wools out and attach them, which I have already stitched on these items with Maggie's way of doing a wool applique. Of course, she uses Coats & Clark Summer Brown, all-purpose cotton. It's a 30 weight, and the purpose to that is that it kind of melts into different fabrics. So when you glance at it, you really don't notice the threads, and to me that just makes the wool pop. And I love that. I love that. And also, it kind of takes away that fear that your stitches have to be perfectly spaced and perfect lengths, etc., etc. It's more freeform, you know, less stress, more freeform, and that's what we all need, less stress in our lives. So, so the first thing, of course, is to cut the wool and attach your pieces. This is the front of her book. She did say she intended for the other part to be the front, and then she switched it around. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this my front or my back yet, but this is the other part, which is a beautiful little floral. Let's see if I can get the whole thing in the camera. It's a beautiful little floral pattern that she created. My yellows are coming very bright. They're really not that bright. They're more of a deep gold. Again, I think it's just the light from the camera. This is more of a deeper, darker teal color. But I do love it. I do love how it came out. And I have all of this attached. And so the other step was to create, this is a board. This was a heavy-duty board from one of my paper crafting books that I'd used all the paper out of, but I saved the cardboard to it because it was nice and thick. And if you want to say under here there's a little piece of batting, but she recommended not to use true batting, but to use a piece of flannel. So there's a piece of flannel under this primitive-looking kind of army green stripe. This will be the inside cover of the book. Again, I don't know if this will be my front or my back. I haven't decided. But this needs to be sewn together. And I haven't started that one, but I am about halfway through with sewing on this one. I'm sewing it on kind of using a slanted whip stitch. For me personally, it's a stitch that I can do relatively uniformly. Again, it's not perfect, but you can kind of see it there, and I like the look of it. But I'm sure there's many, many stitches you could use to bind this wool to the backing. So that's where I am with that. I have started the inside of the book. Now, she recommends to use black paper. This paper, I don't know the weight to it. It is, I'm not going to say it's super thick, but I like the feel of it. Believe it or not, I purchased this at Walmart. It's in the kids' construction paper, but it's a little nicer than construction paper. It's a little smoother than construction paper. I really quite like it. She recommended using a gauzy, how did she put it? A gauzy muslin, and she dyed it black. Now, I thought, I'm going to try using actual black walnuts, which I was not able to find in a timely fashion, so I gave that idea up. I actually had some walnut crystals, and I did buy some muslin, but when I tried to stain it, it did stain from white to maybe a tannish color, but not the deep dark color that I wanted. And so I said, Lisa, get creative. What do you have around here? Well, I have bunches of this antique lace that has a real yellowness to it. Again, this is brightening it out. It's really not this bright. And I said to myself, why couldn't I use that? I like the look kind of a brownish tannish against a black. I'm trying to bring it away, but it's still pretty bright. It's not giving you the true color. But anyways, you're supposed to glue it down, and you're supposed to leave just a little edge to it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little edge to it here that's not attached to the paper. And what you're to do is you're to take, I believe, 5 of them, and you're supposed to sew them together into a signature. And I think she intends to have 5 signatures in the book, so a total of 25 pages in the book. And so I've got some of them done. Maybe I've got about half of them done. So I'm still working on that, but I'm liking how that looks. Maybe I'll post some pictures on Instagram so you guys can see it there. Maybe the colors will be a little better. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But anyways, I've gotten started on that. And so this evening, I thought that I would just sit and sew some of the wool to the book cover. And so if I can get my needle threaded, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to put a knot at the other end. Oh, I already have a knot there. Jeepers creepers, I didn't realize it. So let's see where I left off. I left off over here, so what I'm going to do is just kind of peel this back a little bit, and I'm going to bury my knot. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to bury my knot down in here on this edge of this fabric. And I tend to make my lengths of thread quite long. I suppose that probably gets me into trouble sometimes because I get knots in them. But there's nothing worse than having to rethread your needle. And one of the things I promise myself all the time is that I'm going to thread up 2 or 3 needles and have them ready to go. And you know what? I never seem to do that. I think it's because I'm just excited and kind of want to get going with my project. And so I'm not in the camera. I want to get going with my project, so I guess I probably just don't take the time. Oh, see, I already have a knot. You see how that works? So yes, if I had shorter lengths of thread, it probably would be better. And if I had several ready to go, it probably wouldn't be as much of a hassle. But as human nature dictates, we take the quicker, easy way out, which is just going with the longer thread and not having anything ready to go. go. Are y'all like that too? Well, you know, when you get oops, sorry, I knocked you guys. When you get crafting, you just kind of want to craft. And that's how I am some days. And again, I know this is not perfect, but that's all good because I like things folky. And this will definitely be a very folky book. And I have to say, so far I've really enjoyed constructing it. Now, will I construct any more? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes I tend to be that person, I think I've probably said this before, where I'm kind of one and done, but you never know, because with something like this, again, you can make all sorts of variations, which can then sometimes be very fun. So let's see, I may have to stretch this a little bit. It's getting a little wonky here. A little bit wonky. So I'm just kind of catching the edge of this fabric. I'm not going through the cardboard in any way because this is super thick cardboard. I'm just trying to catch the edge of the fabric, and there I have another knot. Isn't that lovely? See, guys, that's what I get for being naughty and having thread links that are too long. Yeah, and this does not want to come out. Oh, goodness gracious me. No, maybe I got it. Ooh, lucky me. Lucky, lucky me, lucky me, lucky me. Let's take the swirl out of this. Alright, we're going to try to keep going over to the corner here. And we'll see how we come along. And of course it gets caught on the corner. So, how was everybody's day? Today was the middle of the week, a Wednesday. I was quite busy today, doing some work as well as some household items. Tried to get out for a walk, but then had to run out and pick up my daughter. She got done earlier than I expected. I never really got my full walk in today. I do like to walk. Is there anybody else out there who are walkers? I really enjoy a daily walk, but unfortunately, a lot of days that doesn't happen. Alright, so I'm kind of on the corner here. Trying to decide, I kind of have this edge of this wool that's going out a little. I might just trim that off. Just a tad. Just a tad. There we go. That was perfect. Just the tiniest sliver off there. So let's see. Let's get around this corner. So yeah, if there's anybody out there who are walkers, let me know. When I went on my retreat, my friend Mindy was telling me about what sounds like the coolest channel and podcast, I believe. She said that they are on YouTube. They do have a walking podcast, and they do have a Patreon, which she subscribes to because she enjoys them greatly. And they are called The Bakery. I cannot seem to get the edge of this fabric here. Holy moly. Why is this being so stubborn? I don't know. Does not want to pick up for me. Come on, you crazy thing. It's going through really hard. I don't know why. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying, they're called the Bakery Bears. And I guess it's a husband and wife team, and I believe they are in the UK somewhere. And they do this to make a living. I guess they both did have jobs, but now they run this podcast, YouTube channel, and Patreon. And what she explained to me is they have multiple different topics, if you want to say, subjects, items. They do, I think the wife does do some baking. The husband does a lot of traveling, I guess, around the UK and shows you different sites in the UK, including different castles and walkways and etc., etc. It sounds really cool to me. And then I think the wife also is a knitter and has put out knitting patterns and, oops, I'm sorry, I knocked you guys again. Knitting patterns and knitting books and such. And I just have to say I'm very intrigued by the whole thing. Now, I've been back from my retreat for about a week and have yet to have the time to look them up because I really do want to check them out. And I think it would be, well, what segued into this was the walking. I think it would be kind of neat to hear this walking podcast and what they talk about. She also mentioned they've developed walking teams, and I guess you can record how far you walk, and then the different teams kind of add up. And I'm not 100% sure if there's prizes that go along with this, but it just sounds like a motivational thing, which I think is always a good thing. If it motivates us to get moving, then I think it's perfect. So I'm hoping, possibly over the next couple weeks, that I will check out the Bakery Bears. And if there's anybody else out there interested, I encourage you to do so and let me know. Let me know what you think. But my friend Mindy is all about them. So I thought I'd pass that bit of info right along to you guys. Now, what are y'all working on tonight? If you're cross-stitching, what do you got going? I have to be honest, I have not touched my Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Sea since I came back from the retreat, because I got myself all excited about this project and quite honestly have been kind of working exclusively on it. I have to say I did have several people leave comments on my last video, and they wanted to exchange floss cards, so I have sent a few of those little packages out, which is always fun. I love receiving mail. Oops, I love receiving mail, and I love sending out packages. So lately, as you know, one of my favorite things has been paper crafting, so I like to include a tiny little something that's been paper crafted, usually a little tag or something to that effect. And I'm hoping that I'm going to hear from y'all that you've given it a, whoops, there goes my thread, that you've given it a try. I'm going to say it again, as with wool, with paper crafting, sometimes it's just a little quick, creative boost. Creative boost. Sometimes we just need that. Again, I love cross-stitch. I've been cross-stitching for years. Even a small project takes a long time, lots of patience. They are beautiful when they're done, and I super enjoy doing lots of different finishes with them. But sometimes I just need a variety, and I need a quick satisfying finish. In fact, speaking of another YouTube channel, this is paper crafting related, I was recommended by Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, to watch the Paper Outpost. I think her name's Teresa. I could be wrong on that. I think her name's Teresa. And I just watched one of her videos today, which was so much fun. I haven't tried it yet, but she was basically making something out of nothing. That's how I felt it was. She was using little pieces of cardboard. She was deconstructing the cardboard and using it to make these, what I would call little paper vignettes. She kind of layers a bunch of things on there. She was layering a little lace, a little fabric, different types of paper, little ephemera. Oops, that didn't work so well, did it? And then she said she's going to just use them for other paper crafts, like, you know, if maybe to put on the top of a journal or on the top of a card or something like that. And quite honestly, she was just having fun. You know, it was just taking lots of scraps that you might have laying around, and she was just having fun with it, you know. And, oh, I'm to the corner here. Look at this, guys. I'm to the corner. Okay, so let's see. How are we going to do this? For a quick wrap-up, again, I want to correct the hashtag. It will be hashtag Maggie Book of Days for this project, since my video camera cut off. And we're hoping y'all will join us. Please feel free to obtain a copy of Book of Days through Maggie Bonanomi at the Purple Turnip. And we are looking forward to our Maggie Mondays. Take care, everybody, and see you soon.